This is the presentation for the Children's Liturgy, 29th Sunday of Ordinary Time, Year C, and it focuses on the parable of the unjust judge. The points for the catechists to read ahead of time. In this parable, Jesus is teaching about prayer of petition. He teaches us to be persistent in praying for our needs, and that God, our loving Father, will always answer them. The materials that we need for this are the Gospel characters, selecting figures that you would like, of course, including Jesus. You may want to put some apostles in there too. Then from the parable kits, there is no parable kit just for this reading, so you can select from what you have. So I have selected here from parable kit 1, the woman who is from the lost coin actually, but she fits nicely. Then from parable kit 3, a figure that could represent the unjust judge. And from the parable of the forgiving father, I have picked this one, who could be the person that is the adversary of the woman in this story or parable. Select a couple of relevant backdrops, as we have here, and you might have some images related to the parable. It's always good to have a couple of those if you can. Just adds to the whole engagement of the children. The words to understand, to unpack for the children are these: adversary, that's an enemy who is arguing against someone, an adversary. Now you have to find words in these words to understand. They're carefully selected in a definition that children will understand. Widow, we might think children know what that means, but we can't presume it. A woman whose husband has died. Justice, that's the idea that individuals should always be treated fairly, treated with justice. So, continuing on, presenting to the children would go something like this. In today's Gospel, Jesus is teaching us about prayer. And let's listen to what he wants us to understand today. Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and never give up. He said, in a certain town, there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, "Grant me justice against my adversary." And for some time he refused. But finally, he said to himself, even though I don't fear God or care what people think, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice, so she won't eventually come and actually attack me. Then Jesus said, listen to what the unjust judge says. Will not God bring about justice for his chosen ones who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. I wonder. So these are the I wondering questions. I wonder what kind of person the judge was, being called an unjust judge. And here's something to think about. I wonder what might be the reason why the unjust judge did not want to listen to the woman who was asking him to pass judgment on her adversary. They may come to the conclusion, as I have, but you don't want to just tell the children this. You may come and wonder it out loud a bit yourself. Maybe he knew the adversary and actually was trying to protect him. He was an unjust judge, after all. I wonder what the judge meant when he said, I will see she gets justice. And here's another thing. I wonder what is the difference between the unjust judge and God in terms of listening and answering to those who call out for help. And I wonder how this can help us in our own prayers. So moving along to some pondering for choices, which you will be understanding what kinds of things will work. It could be using the dioramas themselves. It could be drawing or watercolor painting with cotton buds, or an aspect of the parable, not the whole parable. It could be assembling an electronic jigsaw puzzle of the story, which there will be things out there you can locate fairly easily on the internet. Or you might want to print and laminate a good picture and then cut it into squares of 9 squares or 12 squares. Squares is easy to use in a short length of time, but still allows for some pondering, and that children can easily assemble it in the time that there is there.